everyone, surprise. I was not going to do a live stream today, but I changed my mind. And so it wasn't scheduled, so people may never find us. But welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine. If you're new here, my live streams are about interacting with you guys, see what you have to say. You guys give me a lot of information on cases and things that are happening. And so I know. Hi PLM. I just decided, I was like, I'm dressed, I'm ready. I was messing with my TikTok this morning and I thought, well, let me do my live. I've been terrible at getting my lives up and on Saturdays. Saturdays are hard. I mean, I know I picked Saturdays. That was my doing back when we had COVID shut down though. And now, I can go out in the world without a mask and stuff. So it's kind of like, oh, we got things to do on Saturday. But anyway, I thought I'd pop on at least for a little bit and do a live. We haven't done one in a while. There's a lot going on. Hey, Moonlight View, thank you for becoming a member. Thanks so much. We will put up the, you probably don't have the Discord link. So I will put up the Discord link for you in the community page under members only. Because one of our perks of being a member, hi Ruby, hi Christian, one of our perks of being a member is you get to come in Discord, and my people in there, you guys are like super chatty. They got a lot going on. They talk about a lot. They find things really fast. Yeah, I have been MIA on Saturday. I sure have. I know. I'm sorry. It's been hard though. And I know Michelle told me to stop telling people I'm busy. So I'm not going to tell you I'm busy, but hey, Funda Cruz, how are you? I'm not going to tell you I'm busy, but I'm, when you work full time, you guys know it's just hard to do other things. And then I got my mom and my dogs. And anyway, but Michelle told me to stop telling you I'm busy. So I'm not going to bring it up. I will just be quiet. So yes, Web Sleuths. Yes, Moonlight Views over there a lot. We've seen you, and I've seen you over there a lot of times, and you've been here. Hi, Kelly. So I've been really like entranced with the whole Naomi Irion case right now. I don't know if you're all following it all, but I did put some videos up on TikTok and on here about it. There's been an update. There has been an arrest. The guy's name is Troy Driver. He has quite a criminal record from back when he was 17. He was involved in murdering. Oh my gosh, Funda Cruz. Thank you very much. That's very appreciated. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys keeping me going here. So kind. So anyway, there's been an arrest. They still haven't found Naomi. She was 18. If you don't know the story, 18-year-old in Nevada, Fernley, Nevada, 5 o'clock in the morning, sitting in her car, waiting for a bus to go to work. She works at Panasonic in Reno. And she was in the Walmart parking lot, and there's a guy, and he's on film, and he's literally stalking her. He has a hoodie on. And, well, they could see the abduction happen. He moved her over and got in her car and took off with her. Her car was found 3 days later on March 15th. So she's been disappeared on March 12th. And it's really sad. It's just this news conference. Her brother, Trisha on Web Sleuths, has had her sister and her brother on, Casey and Tammy, at different times. And hi, Lisa. And it's just so scary because this guy has quite a record. In fact, I was stalking the Lyon County, hold on one second. I've got text messages. Hold on. So I was stalking the Lyon County Sheriff's Department page talking about this. And a woman on there said, I worked with him at LedCorp. He scared me. And then somebody was like, well, what's his story? And she said, I don't know, but he's a weird one. I never talked to him. I kept my distance. He was a freak and really strange. He followed me at work and after work. Then they were like, that's creepy. You could have been next or whatever. She said, she open carries, so she's not next. But she said it was, she said that he was superintendent lead, went to another superintendent lead, but nothing was done. And that's why I left LedCorp. So she actually quit her job over this guy creeping her out. And they asked her, well, when was this? When did this happen? And she said January and February of 2022. So this guy was kind of like, hi, Liz Can, how are you? This guy was kind of like a stalker trying to find a prey, you know? Oh, creeps me out. I just hope they find her alive. I did look at his Facebook. And he has a girlfriend, and her name is Zalema. Can you believe that? That's crazy weird. And so they did impound 2 trucks from his house. The one was in the garage. It says they impounded 2 trucks. The gray is his work trucks. He's been driving. His garage was opened, and neighbors spotted the blue truck and called the authorities. So they impounded both of the trucks. And it says, this is really kind of creepy. The last of Willett's teen pleads in Spring Lane. This is from Sunday, August 31st, 1997. So the last of the trio of Willett's teenagers accused in the April shotgun slaying of a 19-year-old Willett's youth pled guilty Thursday to being an accessory to murder after the fact. Troy Edward Driver, 17, will be sentenced next month for his part in the April 22nd murder of reputed Willett's methamphetamine dealer. So they killed a drug dealer as teenagers. Driver also pled guilty to 3 charges of second-degree robbery of a UK Circle K. Sorry, it's like old and blurry. Convenience store and Chevron service stations in Willits and Rotor Park. He also pleaded guilty to second-degree burglary in connection with the February break-in of a Willits coast-to-coast hardware store. Driver also admitted to using a firearm during the 3 robberies. As part of a negotiated settlement, Driver will be sentenced to 15 years in state prison for his part in the crimes, including Blank's death. Said Driver will have to serve 85% of his sentence on the 3 robbery charges. He will be released in about 12 years, which he's out. And now he's taking young girls. Each robbery conviction will commit as a strike against Driver under California's 3 strikes law. But, in California, there's no 3 strikes law anymore. Just Governor Newsom just says everybody can go. Come on, clear out the jail, clear out the prisons. Go back on the street, go kidnap people, do whatever you got to do. I hate our governor, by the way. So the teenager will be sentenced Friday, September 19th. So anyway, yeah, he's a criminal and he's out. And he had the opportunity. Well, this was California, right? Where he was originally sentenced, it sounds like. But he lives in Nevada. So I think I got that right. But either way, I always had to go off on my governor. It has nothing to do with them. I don't know. But yeah, we do let criminals out anymore. But I don't know how many other states have the 3 strikes law, but that was California thing for a long time. And I don't think it even counts anymore. So, hi, Marilyn Landis. How are you? So let me see who's here. Thank you, Rhonda. Oh, yeah. Okay. It is California. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I was like going on my little tangent of being pissed at California for letting criminals out, but that's exactly what they do. And so this guy is not, so his property, here's his property. It's kind of isolated. So gosh, who knows? And there's a river that runs behind it. Although he has this girlfriend, Zalema, and she changed her Facebook. She had pictures up of them couples and with some kids. She must have kids. I don't know if he has kids. I found his mom's Facebook. I found his brother's Facebook. And yeah, he's just creep. And God, I'm so concerned that I just hope she's alive. I don't even want to put negative energy out there. So that's the Naomi one. Another Zalema. Yeah. Isn't that weird? Her name is Zalema. And she goes by Susie. But unbelievable. So, moving on, we can talk about the Daybell case. So, Lori's still locked up. People are like, she's going to come out because there's been all these orders and hearings, but Lori's not in the jail yet. So, I don't know. Scott Reich seems to think that she may never be competent. Lori Hellis seems to think that she will be competent. And I'm just sitting there thinking, get her ass to court. Because I don't care, competent or not, when we watched her, I mean, she may have been brainwashed by Chad's stupid belief system, but when we watched her lie about the kids, dancing around in Hawaii, making crap up, super manipulative with everything, telling stories, seeing these interviews, it's hard to believe that she's that incapacitated, that she has the capacity to lie to everybody, make up stories, hide things, not tell, no comment, whatever. When Nate Eaton was asked her, all that stuff that we watched her do all along, and now she's not competent, and it's just everybody goes back and forth. Yeah. So and now Marilyn. So it's so weird because being a nurse and in the medical profession, you want to trust the professionals that are evaluating her, right? Okay, let's see Michelle. Michelle, I think she is. Takes time to do all these orders and motions. I believe she will be transferred. That's your opinion. Yes, Michelle's been saying that. I think so too, because it seems like there's been a lot of orders all of a sudden. And prior, Mr. Tomato Face is getting really about when it really was pushing about the separation of the cases. So I'm thinking that he kind of knows that it's coming and he really wanted to get that order before it came, but he didn't get it. So I see my coffee cup. I'm basically a detective, it says. And I got the candles too. And you can find them if you're interested in my Etsy store. Just a little, you guys don't have to buy them or anything. They're just there. It's just a little bit for me to be able to make a little extra money that I need. Yes, he wanted to separate before she's out. Right, for sure. Transferred to where? Wait, I missed something. Oh, transferred to the jail from the mental hospital. Yeah. Tomato face. Yeah. It was a tomato face. Turns bright red. I think the guy's we're gonna watch him have a stroke during the trial or fall over. Mr. Potato Head, right? Tomato face and potato head, a vegan friendly. Perfect. That's that. Yeah, I'll go with that. Tomato face and potato head. And Bar always calls him frog face or whatever. And everybody's like, and then I heard Trisha the other night was asking about what happened to his shoulders, because I guess in that whole trial, his shoulders, I can't even do that. Like, or like, ooh, like both shoulders are like down like this. Like, I don't know how, I can't do it. My shoulders don't go that low. But that was funny when she was talking about his shoulders. Like, everybody's talking about his shoulders. Where does shoulders go? Like, his shoulders. And then I went and looked, I'm like, oh yeah, they're kind of, I don't know. So I want Lori out. I want this, January's going to be here fast. You know how fast time goes by. It does go by so fast, especially the last couple of years. I mean, we've been following this case for how long now? 2+ years, a little over 2 years from right before lockdown. It's hard to feel any way type of sorry for Lori, because before Chad, she was doing spiteful things. Joe Ryan, she put through the ringer. Yes, absolutely. She has. I was reading some of my comments on my Afterglow podcast where I went back from the very beginning to tell the whole story. And people that don't know the story made some comments about me being super negative about her ex-husband, like about her when it came to her divorce and her ex-husband, and I'm super judgmental, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but you don't know what's going to happen in the end. Like, I'm not a very good, I'm not a good reporter. I have bias and opinions, so I'm not going to just be like telling a story and be like, let me just tell you this story and you can make your own decisions. Lori's a crazy lady that killed her kids. Evil. So, but I haven't gotten that far in Afterglow. And so I'm reading the comments and I'm like, okay, I better take a minute and explain to them that they will see in the end that my bias is warranted, right? So that's what's happening there. Do Chad have a neck? I'm not sure if he has any. James and Elena. Hi, Julianne. Hello. They did. Those kids had people who loved and wanted them, and she killed them. She's selfish and knows exactly what she's doing. And I got a really nice comment from Kresha, telling her that she appreciates everything that my channel has done for her family, and she knows I'm not just here for the clout. And I really appreciate that, because I don't want to be that kind of channel. I just want to talk about the case. Obviously, we can make fun of them because that's what we do here. Just like, it's dark humor, whatever you want to call it. It lightens the load a little bit, but we don't think anything is not terrible about the case. We just think those people are terrible and they get to be made fun of because they're so bad. Yes, I did hear that, John. So I think for Chad to pay him, he had to sign the house over or sell it to him or whatever. Yeah, sign it over to him. Well, you knew a lot earlier than the rest of us for sure and kept your mouth shut because you were asked to. Who, me, what? Let's see. I'm trying to see. Yeah, let's make fun of them. Why not? I say killers are fair. Wait, hold on. I say killers are fair game to make fun of. They're forever grotesque. Yeah, we make fun of them. I like to make fun of their voice. Chad, oh, Lori, I really miss our James and Elena time. Oh, Chad. Bleh, bleh. Can you tell us more about the Naomi girls? I'm trying to catch up. So, yeah, it kind of started to talk about that. So on March 12th, she was abducted from a Walmart in Fernley, Nevada. She went to a gas station, that morning convenience store, got a couple snacks and stuff, I guess, for her day. She was going to work. She just recently graduated end of last year from high school. She's a new high school graduate. Her family, her parents work in the Foreign Affairs Department for the U.S. State Department. So they've lived everywhere. They're currently living in South Africa, and that's where she went to high school and graduated. It seems like she has quite a few siblings, very aged, up in the 30s, down to rather little kids, her little brothers. I'm thinking there's 5 kids altogether. Her mom flew in from South Africa, and it's, a lot of people were saying, well, maybe it has something to do with him being in the government and they abducted her because of that. But I think this is just a creepazoid. And so on March 12th, she was going to her job that she started back in September. I think, yeah, September. And she went to that convenience store, like I said. Then she drove to Walmart, parked her car, and waited for her shuttle. Or bus, I'm not sure. But apparently she parks at Walmart in the morning that she's going to work. It was a weekend, right? March 12th was a weekend. She parks in that spot or near there and then waits for the shuttle, gets out, goes on the shuttle, goes to work, comes back, gets her car, blah, blah, blah. And so Creeper Dude was circling her. Another car pulls in, headlights on for a long time, but they haven't released the video of her actually being abducted. But her brother saw it and said, he went to her driver's side, made her move over. She moved over and they drove off. And that was the last she was seen. And that was on the 12th. On the 15th of March, only about a mile away, they found her car in the Sherwin-Williams parking lot. And it did show signs of criminal activity. Don't know what that means. So she's still missing. As of yesterday, they arrested this dude who's a creeper, who I was just talking about, who has a criminal record history, was obviously not out of prison that long. And well, maybe because 1997 was going to be like in there like 12 years. I don't know how long he was in there. But anyway, people that worked with him are coming forward saying that he was creepy and he followed her around at work and stuff. And so his name is Troy Driver, and he is a freaking loon. I mean, he is scary dude, but he looks, he looks kind of creepy. You know what he looks like to me is the guy that abducted Elizabeth Smart. So he has a girlfriend, and her Facebook yesterday had pictures of them like riding ATVs and having fun and camping and all this stuff. And then they arrested him. He's in custody for kidnapping, and they still haven't found Naomi. So that's the gist of it. But yeah, he's a total creeper. Inner peace since 1915, only 14 recorded fatal mountain lion attacks in both U.S. and Canada combined. Eat your heart out, Morphew. Oh yeah. So what's happening with the Morphew case? Anything? I haven't been paying attention because they haven't. Well, not allowed to say it. Michelle told me I'm not allowed to tell you. I don't have time. So I think guy worked at Lowe's by the Walmart. No, he actually works for Leadcore. It's a mining contractor. And from what they're saying, let me see if there's any updates. Let's see. I'll look at Lyon County Sheriff's Office, see what the newest is. Oh, and by the way, somebody is spreading false information on Twitter saying that she was found in an abandoned home in Reno and being brought to the hospital. Somebody is telling lies. This is not true. This is not happening. Her brother even confirmed it, and the Lyon County Sheriff's Department said, no, this is not accurate. So just FYI on that one. So yeah, the most recent is, but he works from, so the comments, there's a lot of comments, but the comments on here say that let me go to newest. He works for a company called Leadcore, and it's a mining contractor. So everybody's just kind of waiting now, right? Hopefully he works at Leadcore. He has worked in Carlin and Elko. So wherever that is, Carlin and Elko. What's Leadcore? It's a construction and mining company in Fallon. And then they said, how long has he worked there? Any idea when he worked in Elko? He was at work a few days ago. This isn't his first rodeo. When we talked about the case where he was involved in that murder. And then somebody's asking, I want to figure out where he was working pre-2012. I asked because if he's out in Elko area, he could be responsible for more of the missing people on I-80. Are there a lot? Ooh, this might get some rabbit holes going here. Are there a lot of missing people off of the I-80? He seemed like he's done this before, and he was following that girl at work. So that's just really, look on LinkedIn. It may have his employment dates. I did. It only goes back to 2012. And yes, in 2012, he was in Elko, plus his other addresses in Silver Spring and Spring Creek. I'm pretty sure I saw cases of missing people there as well. Oh my God, do we have a serial killer? I won't jump to conclusions, but that's scary for her, Naomi. Really is. Yes, exactly. Rhonda, that's what they're saying. Yes, truly terrible. It just makes you realize how vulnerable we are. I just got Lori Day gave me a pepper spray that she likes, and I just got a new pepper spray for because I used to carry one all the time, and I think I got a little complacent too. I live, in a safe area behind guarded gates and all that kind of stuff. But dude, one guy came already, because there's a lot of construction stuff going on around here. One person came, and when my ex-husband was here one day, he took his backpack right out of my driveway and he opened Jim's car door in my driveway and took his backpack, and Jim was walking out the door, and he was like, hey, drop it. And the guy was like, sorry, took off, left. So, that's why I have cameras, but you never know. I mean, that somebody could be around the corner in your own yard, so the Ring doorbells and stuff. You used to watch the TikToks and stuff with people or whatever videos with that, there's a lot of creepy, weird things that go on, especially at night. It says if he worked in Elko, wonder what he was doing in Fernley, as that is a ways away from each other. The brother, I believe, stated he thought she knew the person. I don't think she knew him. I think he was just a creep. Creeper. Watched her, knew. I was thinking like maybe he carpools from Walmart sometimes during the week, and maybe he goes there, or he's seen her with this pattern, because it looks like in the video that he kind of shows up, walks down, she's parked there, goes around, comes back, walks back and forth, goes over and stands there. Then he stands there like squared off, right, looking right at her. And that other car had pulled up. So very brazen. I don't think it's his first rodeo, which is really scary. He may be the next Israel Keys, Do you know the story of Israel Keys, that serial killer? I think it's initially from Alaska. He would leave murder kits in places, and he would go all over the country and murder people. And he was a crazy serial killer, but he would literally go there, put his murder kit. There's a good podcast on it. Forget what it's called. Put his murder kit. So he'd plan this all ahead, then find a victim, murder them. Like, what? Unbelievable, for real. Just so crazy. Right. I feel like he was watching her, right? Stalking her, watching her, knew her patterns. There was a lady on, was it Court TV or something it was on News Nation. The one FBI woman that they were interviewing a lot during the Gabby Petito case. And she said, it's really important for people to go different ways home, change their pattern, don't park in the same place every time you go somewhere, do things a little bit different. So, and that makes sense. Like, change up your routine, don't do the same thing. And you guys, I saw on Nextdoor a couple weeks ago, somebody said their wife in my area here was approached. She was stopped at an intersection, and two guys came up to her car and tried to open the doors when she was in it, but her doors were locked, thank God, and they couldn't. And so she called the police, but they said it has been happening. So they'll walk right up to your car in the middle of broad daylight, in the middle of the intersection, Keys made Charles Manson look like a saint. Seriously, Israel Keys is just creepy. Are there any movies or anything on him? I listened to the podcast, but he is true crime bullshit. Yes, that's it. True crime bullshit. Yes, that is it. Because that's his quote. He says all that true crime bullshit or whatever when they're interviewing him. Didn't he kill himself? I think in the end he committed suicide or was murdered. I don't know. These people die in jail. And I know somebody that was a rehabilitated felon years and years ago. And he was telling me that the guards look the other way when they just do. He'd been to prison, and he's like, that those people that die in prison, most of the time somebody else did them in. They did not actually commit suicide. So I believe that with Epstein, So who knows? Because they don't like those kind of people in there, not at all. He did in jail. Right. Okay. Stephanie, you're not feeling well? I wasn't even going to have, you're still having migraine? I'm sorry. I wasn't even going to have a live because, I'm a flake. I mean, let's just face it. My channel is the flakiest channel out there. I come and go. I'm not consistent. YouTube says you must be consistent, and I'm not. And again, I'm not going to tell you why, because Michelle told me to stop saying I'm busy, but it's freaking life, you guys, I would love to do this full time, but I can't make my money doing this. So got to pay the mortgage. There's a 2-hour deep dive documentary on Keys on Victoria Evans' channel. She's like Keys' only deep dive channel. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out, because he is just, I don't know why this crime people, these serial killers, it's just their mind. It's so hard to understand as a normal person that has empathy and cares about human life and animals and everything, how somebody's mind could be so twisted. It's scary though. Terrible story this week out of New Orleans of a woman who was carjacked by a bunch of teens, dragged her to death, and her doors were unlocked. Oh God, just lock your doors. My old car used to lock, but stupid. I went to trade in my old car, which is the exact same car that I have, but I got a newer car in 2017. And I was like, dumb, super dumb. I was just like, yeah, I want to trade this one in. The lease, I think, was coming up on it, and I wanted to buy. So the guy's like, okay, yeah, what color do you like? And I'm like, oh, I like that brown one or whatever. Blah, blah. He's like, okay, cool. I assumed I have an Outlander Sport. I wanted another Outlander Sport. So I didn't even test drive it. I'm like, oh no, I don't have to test drive it. I know, I love it. It's the car I've had all this time, blah, blah, blah. They totally downgraded me. When I got in the car after I signed all the paperwork and I drove away, I was like, where's my heated seats? Where's my GPS? And I was like, hello? And like, well, I was so pissed. I was mad at myself because I was so stupid. I didn't get in the car. Like, I looked at the cars in the parking lot and looked around, saw ones that were like mine, and how dumb of me to buy a downgrade car. And then I was like, okay, well, I still have it. It doesn't have a backup camera. I wanted a backup camera, but I'm not going to sell it because it is going to officially be paid off right now. So, and I don't go anywhere. I mean, I go places, but I don't drive for a living. I don't go to work every day because I work remote. So I can't justify buying a new car right now, just for a backup camera. But then my sister said, just have a backup camera put in. But I miss my heated seats and everything. But with our phones, we have GPS. Anyway, tangent. Sorry. Yeah, I know. No heated seats, although I live in Southern California, so I don't really need heated seats, but sometimes it's cold. But it was better when I had to drive to work every day. Now I don't have to do anything. Last time I put gas in my car was a month ago, but now I don't want to because gas prices are crazy. When we put our car in park, our doors automatically unlock. Oh, they do? Interesting. I know. Stupid car. It was my fault. I mean, it was his fault because he swindled me and got probably a better price for a downgraded car. But are you talking about the woman? Yeah. Let's see. 73-year-old Linda Frickley in a quiet neighborhood. How sad. Yes, Liz Can is always my cheerleader on the smash the like button. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. So what else? Any other, any other big, I'm just trying to see if there's any updates on these, Lori, I'm sure there's people that look every day to see if she's come out, and she hasn't, of the mental hospital and been moved over to the jail. The Foo Fighters lost Taylor Hawkins yesterday, the drummer. He's only 50. Let's see. It's like looking at my phone to see if there's any. Let's see, Lyon County. I just want to double check again about. It just really bothers me. This one bothers me like Gabby Petito case did, because these young girls that have their whole lives ahead of them are it's just awful. What is going on? No. So it doesn't look like there's anything new. Just the creeper. Okay, let me look in the other place. There's a Facebook page that's following her too. Oops, Naomi. What is going on with my Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. Kathy is lost, but I'm not really. Okay, here, vanished. Naomi Irion vanished from Nevada discussion group. There's 52,000 members in there. 1 hour ago, Troy driver, Naomi kidnapping suspect, 5 fast facts you need to know. Here, let's see what this says. Troy Driver is the Nevada construction supervisor accused in the kidnapping of Naomi Irion, an 18-year-old woman who disappeared from parking lot in Fernley. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office announced that it had arrested driver 41 from Fallon, Nevada, March 25th, press release. He is being held on charges of kidnapping. We have located the truck in question and has been impounded and taken into evidence, sheriff's officials said in a news release. Irion a worker at Panasonic disappeared on March 12th, and police believe that she was kidnapped from her car in the parking lot at Walmart on Newlands Drive. VineLink gives the suspect's name as Troy Edward Driver and a birth date in April. Online records show he has a social security number. Is sued in California. Issued. Oh my God. Issued in California. Troy Edward Driver, date of birth, April 20th, 1980, was convicted at age 17 in Ukiah, California, of a string of robberies after admitting involvement in the murder of a reputed drug dealer named Paul Rodriguez, according to old newspaper articles. Here's what you need to know. Naomi is still missing. Troy Edward Driver has a violent criminal history in California. Despite the suspect's arrest, sheriff officials say they have not found Naomi Irion. This is still a very active investigation, and more information will be released as it becomes available. Naomi has still not been located, and we are continuing to search for her and information, the sheriff's relief says. The old newspaper articles accessed through newspapers.com said the victim in Ukiah, California was a reputed witless drug dealer named Paul Rodriguez. He was shot to death in the driveway of the Driver family home by his 18-year-old girlfriend. According to a 1998 article in Ukiah Daily Journal, Troy Edward Driver and another teen stuffed Rodriguez's body into the trunk of his car and dumped it off a highway. The article says that Driver's sister, Charla Renee Driver Cassidy, who I haven't looked for her Facebook, also referred to as Shyla Driver, was also convicted in connection with the slaying. His sister was accused of overhearing the trio planning to kill Rodriguez and drove the car used to lure him to his death. She also admitted to driving a getaway car in a series of convenience store robberies that Troy Driver said he committed to try to get money to pay his sister's airfare to Italy. In a 1997 article in the Ukiah Daily Journal says that Rodriguez was a methamphetamine dealer and that Troy Edward Driver also pleaded guilty to 3 charges we know of second-degree robbery of a Ukiah Circle K convenience store, Chevron service station, as well as break-in of witless coast-to-coast hardware store. He admitted using a firearm and was sentenced to 15 years for those crimes and his involvement in Rodriguez's death. Mendocino County court records show he was sentenced to 15 years for 3 robberies with a firearm charge and a burglary charge. Number 2, officials previously released surveillance video. On March 16th, sheriff officials released surveillance images of the suspect, the photos of Naomi the morning she was last seen, and what she was wearing at the time. We are aware the suspect photo is not much to go on at the time. We're working diligently. Okay. Then the sheriff's department debunked social media posts that Irion was found in an abandoned home in Reno, Nevada, saying they are false. Authorities wrote in a timeline that Irion parked at the Fernley Walmart at 5:09 a.m. She was active on social media till 5:23 a.m. Her last Snapchat ping came at 5:23 a.m. At 5:24 a.m., the suspect was seen in her car. At 5:25 a.m., her vehicle left Walmart. Her vehicle was recovered on March 15th, 2022. She waited at the Walmart store for shuttle to her Panasonic drive. Troy Driver has worked in construction. A LinkedIn page says that Driver has worked in construction and for a mining company as a safety coordinator and project supervisor. He also lived in Elko, Nevada. My News 4 reported that driver was taken into custody at a home off Alcorn Road in Fernley, Nevada, and officials impounded his truck. Video shows the truck being carted away from the home. A break in the case came when authorities shared a photo of a suspect vehicle. They'd showed that other vehicle that came in and parked. A break in the case happened then. On March 24th, sheriff officials wrote that they had identified the vehicle and occupants that appear in the Walmart video minutes before Naomi was abducted. Officials said the vehicle was parked in the lot at 5:15 a.m., then drove around the median and parked without its lights on. The suspect is seen walking directly in front of this parked vehicle. I thought it had its lights on. I saw lights. Naomi's mother says there was suspicious activity or violence in her car. Naomi's mother, Diane, spoke with All American Dream Chaser on YouTube. She is such an amazing person. She's very strong. She's very intelligent. She's kind and compassionate. She's generous and giving. She's one of the most amazing young women. She's lived all over the world, the mother said. Diane Irion said that there was evidence of suspicious activity or violence inside the car. She added, hopefully law enforcement can find something, anything that will distinguish this person, this monster from other people. What kind of person does that? Takes an 18-year-old girl, someone's daughter, sister from their family, hurts them. What kind of monster does that? It's evil. It's wrong. The Houston-born Naomi Irion graduated from the American International School in Johannesburg in South Africa, where her parents live. According to her mother's interview, the mother said Naomi's dad works for the U.S. Department of State in the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, where the parents live. So that's the update. That was a good article. Gave a lot of the info. 5'11" is tall. So it's because a lot of people are saying, well, that could have been a woman, but she's 5'11". She's a big girl, you know. So the guy whoever had to have been probably bigger and stronger than her, right? All right, let me catch up. Hi, Jess. How are you? Jess, we're talking about the Naomi Irion. God, I cannot say her last name. I don't know what my problem is with that. I say it different every time. Who was abducted up in Nevada by this creeper guy that they do have in custody, but they haven't found her. And she was abducted right in her car. They took her car and dumped it and took her. So, but he was arrested yesterday, and he's got a long criminal history of violence, and he's just a freaking creep. Sorry, that was my sister. She has a pug too. She was sending me. She went out on the patio without her pug. They don't like to be away from you ever. They are just like clingy breed of dogs. Clingy. Like Lulu's somewhere in the house. Who knows where Lulu is? And Percy's right here, although he's not asking me to pick him up. Hi, Juicy Jules. How are you? Welcome. I'm surprised that Naomi isn't a college student, especially because her father's such an important person. Yeah, maybe she decided to take a year or so off. I mean, I'm an important person, and my kids, not all of them went to college. No, just kidding. I'm not that important. I have Left Undone stickers. If anybody wants any of these, I have them on my Etsy, but if you want to just message me, I can give them to you for less than they're on Etsy. If anybody wants one, including postage, I'll give you one for $4. If you want a Left Undone sticker to advertise my little channel. Because I got a whole bunch, see? This is all weird with the blurry thing. It kind of like, it's very strange. And I am going to try to make my own candles because I bought these candles and I designed the stickers, but I'm going to try to make my own candles now. Only 5'8". I'm nearly 5'4". Same with me, Ruby. I'm a little under 5'4". Yeah, he's finished. He should just give up her location, right? But he's probably trying to avoid murder charges if he murdered her, which let's pray that's not the case. Let's hope he just put her somewhere and they can find her. Percy, no. You're important. You met Peter Brady from the This is true. I did. I met Peter Brady from the Brady Bunch back in the 80s. He was, well, I dated his friend for a minute. You can totally help me with my custom out. Oh, cool, Jess. That'd be awesome. Very cool. Thank you. Who does message you on Discord? What? Huh? Yeah, she's on Discord. It sickens me how light of a sentence that woman got, and she's already had the gall to apply for parole. Who's that? I'm missing some of these. Gosh, there's so many cases. Can't keep up. So many cases. So let's see. What time did I start? I don't even know. How long have we been going? Because I was going to do some other things, of course, today. Anything else, you guys, going on that you can give me any new cases you think are interesting? Or you know what? I've been like making little quick ones on TikTok because it's so easy and you get 3 minutes on TikTok and you don't have to like edit everything like I do on YouTube. I feel like I have higher standards on YouTube that I have to like go in and edit and spend hours and hours making videos and do like my music and everything. And on TikTok, you just go, hey, hi, guess what? Here's the update. So Eve Plum said he was a jerk. That Christopher Knight was a jerk. I don't know. He's on my flight. He was on my flight with his two buddies. We were flying back. When I was a flight attendant. We were flying from, I think, Salt Lake. Yeah, because they were coming back from a ski trip in Salt Lake. And it was Peter Brady, Christopher Knight was sitting at the window, and then there was another guy in the middle, and then this guy, Matt, was on the end. And Matt asked me out. Well, he sent a letter to my work. Back in the day, we didn't have no social media or anything. He like literally wrote a letter to Ameriquest Airlines. They put it in my box and I called him and stuff. And so we went out once, but he wasn't my type. But you know what? I looked him up later in life and he does pretty darn good for himself. So I might have missed the boat on that one. But anyway, he grew up with Chris Knight. And so they were friends. And so I didn't really know Chris Knight, but Matt, which kind of bugged me about him, and one reason I didn't want to date him is because in the letter he wrote on the return address, Matt, whatever his last name was, and Christopher Knight. Like the letter came from Chris Knight. It didn't have nothing to do with Chris Knight. It just, riding his coattails like, oh, let me impress her. My friend's Chris Knight. I'm from the freaking 70s. I like the Brady Bunch. So anyway, that was that. What kind of candles am I gonna make? I don't know. I'm gonna try to make them. They may not come out good at all. I will not put them up for sale unless they come out great. But I got myself these jars and I got the soy wax and I got the thing and I bought a whole candle making kit and I went on Amazon and I got a whole bunch of these jars and smaller ones too. I got this size because this is a pretty, this is the same size as this glass, right? Almost. So this is a pretty bigger candle, not huge, but I mean, if you look at it in my hand. So, but I got smaller ones too. So I'm going to start with the smaller ones, but then I got to make more labels with the stuff on them, but they're kind of gifts. But Lori Day got two. She got one of each. This one is the vanilla lavender. And then the other one is called rustic something, but it smells very good. It's very clean. It has a good smell to it. I don't know why it's called rustic. It should almost be called not rustic, whatever they named it, the people that made them. It should be called like, what I was saying is like cabin in the woods or something like that, cabin in the spring. I don't know. It smells good. All right. I'm looking back at your comments. I'm missing, I don't know what case you're talking about. This one's your little sister is 6 feet tall and I'm only 5'8", one of the shortest in your family. You got tall jeans in your house. It was BMW. They pork chops, applesauce for dinner. Pork chops and applesauce. Yes, Peter Brady was our driver. No. I would love doing graphic design type stuff. I would love to help you come up with something if you would like. Yeah, take it. I'll take it. Do whatever you can come up with. Fine by me. I can throw them on my Etsy store and these are the ones I did. I did these, but you know, you're welcome to make it better or different or do things with it or anything. A cabin by the lake. Oh, you guys got some good suggestions in here. Cabin in the woods, cabin by the lake. So, okay. I'm reading you guys' comments because I want to know what I'm missing in the chat. So, again, I told you I am a flaky YouTube creator. I come and go, but I don't go forever. I just come and go. When I can be here, I'll be here. And I appreciate you guys all for like subscribing and showing up to my live streams and watching my videos and hitting the like button and all that stuff. And maybe someday I'll retire and I'll get to just talk to you guys all day. That would be really nice. It's not going to happen for a little while, though. I'm trying to see what case you're talking about. All right, everybody. So I'm going to go eat. I haven't eaten anything yet today, and I'm getting a headache. I will add that, yes, the like, and then members in Discord. And I know we had a new member, Moonlight View, joined us today. So I will put the Discord link up right now as soon as I stop on the community page in here on YouTube, on the community page. I'll put it up so you guys can get in, whoever's got in. I don't know what happens to some of you. Like some of you guys you get in and then you don't talk and then you disappear. I don't know what goes on with Discord. Veronica, you're one of them. You show up and then you're like, where'd she go? Where'd Veronica go? She was here. I saw her. We said hi. And then boom. Let's see. How's my mother? Well, let's see. She's good. Better than she was. She has the weirdest stories to tell and she gets really confused and she gets mad at herself and she won't ask for help and she gets scammed on the internet and then we have to change things and all that. So but she's doing okay. She came out and I had turned the toaster to too dark. So she toasted, you know, she keeps turning my power off because she had decided she had to have a toaster and a microwave in a room. And then the power goes out because the bedroom is not made for appliances. Hate to tell you. She said, my house is stupid. My house isn't stupid, lady. You don't put appliances in a bedroom. This is not an ensuite. I mean, it's an ensuite, but it's not a freaking, there's no kitchen in there. And you don't get to put your toaster in microwave. So anyways, now she's figured out she needs to come out to the kitchen, which is literally 15 steps from her room, and make her toast. But it was on too dark. So she was like, oh, did you turn this on dark? I'm like, yeah, I can make another one anyway. So, but she's good. She's doing a lot better. She wanted to get her hair done. She wanted a perm. I'm like, why do you need a perm? Perms are not even in style. The last time we did your hair, it looked way better. She got a perm and she was mad because it was too fuzzy. And then she ordered curlers on Amazon to see if she could calm it down. And then, you know, there's always some crisis going on that truly is not a crisis in the scheme of the world. But the Instacart guy was coming yesterday and he was supposed to be here at 5. So she was looking out the window. I'm like, it doesn't matter, Mom. They'll leave your groceries. You don't have to stand here looking out the window. So then she went back in her room and then she came back out and she was lurking. And then she goes, now they said they're coming at 5:40. I'm like, okay, see, they changed it. So then she goes back in her room and anyway, they finally showed up, but because she's ordering her Instacart. Anyway, it's like, I wish I had time to actually look out the window and wait for Instacart to come. But Anyway, that's what happens when you're old and retired. You have time to worry about things like that, I guess. We have to make a list. We need to make a list of things we don't want to do with our kids when we age. I'm sure you're doing your very best. I'm doing my best, but I have, my patience gets really thin and I feel bad. And my sister's just like, you need to just say, uh-huh. And I'm like, yeah, but she does this stuff that I tell her not to do. Like, you know, she answers these scammers and then she buys some. So they froze up my computer until I paid them. I'm like, who? How did they freeze up your computer? I don't know. But once the money went through, my computer was unfroze again. I'm like, oh my God, stop. My brother's in IT, owns his own IT company. He can remotely access her computer. I finally got him to just do it last week to clean up whatever the hell the scammer put in. But he's like, Mom, don't give your money to anybody. Don't call me. And then I said, see, he could get your computer. He's in there for like 3 hours. She goes, I didn't think he could do that after I moved. I'm like, it's remote. Yes, he can do it after you moved. Like, oh, the logic. Anyway, and then she still always says, down. I'm coming down. I think in somewhere in her head, she thinks she's still at the assisted living where she had to go downstairs to get things. And we're not down. We're literally out the door. Like, bedroom door opens. There's the living room. There's no down. There's no down involved. Anyway, you guys don't even get me started on that. Yeah. We understand the magazines too. They sell older people. Oh my God. My mother-in-law ordered the weirdest stuff. Oh, my ex-mother-in-law too. She was ordering all magazines and stuff, having magazines sent to everybody, my kids and stuff. It was so hard. Veronica, you totally can relate, huh? So, but she's very sweet and she's very like, you know, she's just not the same person in a lot of ways that she was. And I feel like I'm scolding her like my kid sometimes, like, use your cane, hold that, you know, let me help you. Why? I don't like to bother you. You're not bothering me. It bothers me more when you lurk and you don't ask for help and then things get broken and you get scammed. She's had to replace her debit card 3 times in the last year because she buys things. Oh, and this week she bought something from China. Who knows when it's going to be here? It's hem tape. I'm like, hem tape? What are you going to do with that? I'm going to hem my pants. I'm like, you say you can't even see. How are you going to get that all even and hem your pants? And anyway, but she winds up sending it to my daughter's address first. And then she's replying in her email back to the bot that replies. It says, please do not reply to this email. I just want to make sure it's coming to my house. You have the address wrong. She goes, they put the address wrong. I'm like, we wouldn't know Ryan's address. Like, anyway. But then you miss them when they're gone. Yes. I mean, I'm sure. I miss my dad, but he never, I mean, he was 76 when he passed away and he had cancer. So we didn't have to do all this, like, sort of didn't have to do this. What are you doing? Percy's entertaining himself very well right now. So my dad used to sign up for half the magazines in the world and try to give them to me when he didn't read them. I can believe it. Exactly. Besides kissing the actor Robert Hayes, my cousin is married to Frankie Avalon's first cousin. Wow. They look like twins. Oh, handsome. That was very cool. She was in her night clothes and she was cold. She didn't know who she was or where she come from. Now my aunt and my uncle are getting new alarms and security. Thank God. Oh gosh, that's so scary when they wander. I told you, remember, I don't know if you remember, but that little lady came to my door, Audrey, and I saw her in my doorbell camera. I was waiting for DoorDash and she was in her little jammies and her slippers and she had her sippy cup in her hand and she was just standing on my front porch like, whoa, when I was up in Oregon. And I opened them like, hi. And she goes, hi. I'm like, what's your name? You know, Audrey. Oh, okay. What are you doing? I don't know. You know, so anyway, there's a boarding care right in front of my house on the street. We live like in a zipper lot. My son was like, she's probably from the boarding care. I'm like, oh, that's probably where she's from. So anyway, Nick went over there and Nick said the door is wide open, but there was nobody that came to the door. So I'm like, so Audrey just let herself out, went down the street, walked up my driveway, stood on my doorstep, like, woohoo, And then I brought her in, I sat her down. And so then I called that board and care, and he's like, yes, I'm looking for her. Where is she? And I'm like, I'm your neighbor. So he comes in and he's like, okay, let's go home. And she's like, no, she didn't want to leave. Like, I'm good company, but you have to go home. So anyway, but it's scary because, you see those missing persons a lot. Like they wander away and, just hope they're okay. Because I still have some shopping channel that my mother ordered. If anybody wants a Red Riding Hood, Snow White. Yeah. That's funny. It's illegal to market to people over 76. I wouldn't be, it shouldn't be. All right, my stomach's growling very loud. You can probably hear it. All right, guys, I am going to actually go after the whole mom story. I hope you guys are all okay. I will see you in Discord. And tomorrow, members only live. We're going to do a members only live tomorrow. We switched it from last night till tomorrow. So if you want to join us, I will post that as soon as I get a chance, but I'm not sure what time yet. So let me know, or I'll let you know. I'm just looking at your last few comments because I am going to go. For real. I'm going to go before Ruby's grandson yells at me again. Right? Ruby's grandson, like, oh my gosh, get off. You said you were going. All right, you guys. Bye, you guys. I will see you in Discord and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Stay well. Stay safe. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And I'm glad I got to do a live today. Take care. Bye.